Hi ladies, my name is Kimberly and I wanted to do this video for a very long time, and it is the I wanted to talk to my sisters, my fellow black women, about hair thinning and weaves and braids and crochet braids. If your hair is thinning, this is a PSA, public service announcement. If your hair is thinning because of braids, weaves, or crochet braids, you have to take a break. You have to take a break because it will only get worse. Quick weaves from just pulling it out because quick weaves with the glue, wearing constant ponytails and then having breakage up here or back here. Those that get relaxers having breakage down here. What ends up happening if you go to a salon is there's relaxer that's left under here for that issue. But if your hair is thinning, tight braids, crochet braids, sewing weaves, quick weaves are only going to make the situation worse. You don't want to make it worse. You want it to get better. What I've seen is like, for example, somebody's hair is thinning, and I do understand you wanting to, cover it up. We all want to look, our best, and I get it. But what I've seen with crochet braids is somebody's hair is thinning, so they get crochet braids, and now they have to put more crochet braids in to cover up the space, and that's more pressure on your scalp and on your hair. And then you take it out, after a while it's going to just continue to thin and thin and thin. Oh, and then I'm seeing these tight braids, like this new fashion with, super tight braids that's so close together that is just damaging your hair. And don't do it to your child's hair. You want them to have some edges. You want your child to have a chance to have edges. There are hairstyles that you can get where you don't have to deal with that. So first of all, the best thing to do, if you see anything, if you notice any thinning, there's so many alternatives out here. There's so many wonderful YouTube ladies that give you alternatives to wearing those hairstyles that put a lot of tension on your actual hair follicles. You can wear wigs while you treat your hair underneath. Don't forget about your hair. Treat it underneath. Eat well. Take vitamins, and watch your hair flourish underneath, especially in the winter months. That's the perfect opportunity. There's this lady named Razor Chick of Atlanta here in Atlanta, and she's amazing with helping people with thinning hair. She's somebody that does a great job, and she also travels to different areas. So you might be able to find somebody that can work with your hair and help cover it up while your scalp heals and while it heals, because the body is amazing and it can heal itself. But if you continue to damage it, it's only going to be worse, and you'll get to the point where it's just so bad that you can't wear your hair. You don't even have an option. So if you notice thinning, you need to do styles that don't have a lot of tension. Because you're only hurting yourself. You're only making it worse. So some options. Like I said, wigs. Wigs are options. For those that see thinning around their edges only, like say somebody's wearing braids and they've been pulling it up tight, and then it's around your edges only. Like, you can get braids, but you have to make sure that they're not too tight, and that the parts are not really small. What I see a lot also is that the parts on the edges are so small, and then it's like this big amount of hair on it, putting all this tension on your hair, on your edges, and the edges are so sensitive, especially somebody with fine edges like me. I can't have that. My edges would be gone quick. It would just be gone. What else? Another alternative is to just wear your hair natural. And I know that's easier said than done. I know. You see, I have braids. And then when it rains, it's just all this whole thing where I just was like, I'm putting braids in my hair. So I actually did my own braids. Yeah. So, um, and it wasn't tight. Like I started with my own hair because I don't want those knots. Of course, nobody wants knots these days. Well, some people do, but it's not tight at all. Like see, and then another thing when you get cornrows, and like especially a style like this when it's like the cornrows are supposed to be close together, and they're too tight, you end up with like a mini permanent part for a minute because it's too tight. So like yeah, don't do that. I mean nowadays lace front wigs are so beautiful. Like you can do that, but you have to be careful with putting that um the the adhesive, whichever kind you use, on your skin every day because that will cause damage. You have to let your skin breathe. When you wear wigs, you need to moisturize your hair on a regular basis. You need to shampoo it. You need to condition it. You need to make sure that you're massaging your scalp, that you're taking vitamins, hair, skin, and nail vitamins. There's so many different types of vitamins you can take. You also want to make sure that if you take medicine, none of the vitamins counteract the medicine. Because I'm not a medical professional. I ain't trying to get nobody to say him said nothing, all right? But I'm just saying, take a break because I want to see us with hair. We're the only group of women that I see. I live in America where there's just like it's just a lot. I see so many women with like thinning edges, especially right here, and so and then they'll ask me to braid their hair. I can't do that. I can't do that to a sister. You have to have hair. A low fro, those are beautiful on women. I see it all the time, and it's just so fly. Like, just make sure your eyebrows are done. You know, drink a lot of water. Make sure your skin is clear. And those little afros are so cute. Like, I just love them. Like, you can do so much with some nice earrings. You can do the different colors if you know, want to be ooh ooh. Do some twist outs, roller sets, even on natural hair. That's really beautiful, but it might not look. Your hair might wearing your real hair. You do have to get used to it, and it might not look the way you want it to. But it's better than not having hair at all. Every woman wants hair that didn't purposely cut it off, like Amber Rose or something, and her hair is fly on her. That's even a look. You know what I'm saying? If your hair is like kind of thinning, but you don't have any bald spots, and you just don't know what to do, and you don't have thick hair, and it seems piecey, cut it down and start over. Cut it down, switch it up, wear wigs sometimes, rock it, but stop putting all this tension on your hair because when you're nobody just wants to have to wear wigs or weaves all the time. You don't want to have to. You want to do it because you want to. You're not supposed to get a weave, take it out, and get one immediately after. And then keep doing that cycle. Because weave is addictive. Ask me how I know. Because I was addicted to it. So what I started doing to break the addiction was I just forced myself to wear my hair. The thing that was so addicting about weave is not only the way it looks, but the fact that you don't have to deal with your hair. And our hair is so high maintenance. And so I didn't have to deal with my hair. So I got kind of lazy. And it's like, yes, protective style forever. But then I noticed that my edges were thinning. And I was like, okay, I have to take a break. I have to see. I have this hairstyle, but my I already have like thin hair. And I don't have like a lot of edges. But like you see the size of my parts. And you see how this is not tight? It's not tight. This is the type of edges I have. I've never had thick hair. So when I would watch these YouTube gurus with this thick, beautiful, ooh, I would be like, that doesn't work for me. But I just started wearing my hair. What I did, because it just works for me. I'm a busy mother, wife. I wear my hair pressed and wrapped. That's what I do. Like I have had this in for like 3 weeks now. About 3 weeks. Yep, I've had this in for like 3 weeks, and I'm keeping it in. It's not tight. I didn't put it in tight. There's no tension. I'm moisturizing my hair on a regular basis. Like I said, there's no tension on my hair. I massage my edges, I massage my scalp, and my hair is doing, it's like, it's just getting thicker. So that's what I'm like. I do my own hair, so it's easier for me to say. Well, like when you go to somebody to get your hair braided, make sure they are not doing your edges too tight, your hair too tight. Period. Especially the edges and right here, and then back here too. I have fine hair, y'all can tell, and so I put some. I never had breakage in the back of my hair my whole entire life. I put some crochet braids in my hair, and when you have like soft hair, and I mean, I'm not saying I got 3AB hair. No, I don't. I'm black. I got afro hair. It's a mix, I think, of like 4A, and sometimes you know how in the back you have those little wavy pieces, and then it got curls, and but it's like 4A, 4B, I think. Wrong, but my kids tell me it's 3C, 4A, but I know it's not 3C. I ain't in the 3 family at all. I'm not, but my hair is soft. It's soft, and so in the back, I did those locks. Those locks when you put the individual braid in and then you wrap it around. Well, it wrapped around and then my hair kind of like got caught in it, and it was just hard to get it off. And because my hair is not only soft but it's fine, it caused it to break because it was, you know that buildup that you get. So that's another thing. When you have braids, when you have crochet braids, if you decide to do it, I would suggest it for people that have the thicker hair with the nice full thick hairlines. But those that have braids or weaves, crochet braids, make sure that you don't leave it in longer than 6 weeks, especially if you have fine hair, because your hair will wrap around it, baby. It's like rope, like a 3. It's just like rope, and it's just harder to get it off, and it can cause breakage. My hair has grown back great. I don't mind cutting my hair because I know it's going to grow back. Your hair grow back too. Your hair will grow back. But anyway, that's it. This video, I don't want it to be too long. You guys have a wonderful, 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 blessed